Hi everyone, welcome all to this last unit of 1 week short-term course on continuous professional development. I'm sure you all had a very wonderful week of learning on different aspects of continuous professional development, the themes, the ideas, the theories, the practices concerning different aspects of the CPD has been covered by different experts in the field through 9 units. Now I am here to highlight some of those classes and highlight few aspects of those classes just to have ourselves a strategy to develop a strategy for developing our own professional development. So here I'm taking you to, some of these major ideas covered by different scholars, different experts in the field, and I'm concluding them as a strategy towards developing a strategy. Here I highlight only 4 major points that as techniques of CPD, continuous professional development, and first point I want to highlight, that is networking. Second one is time management, and third one resilience, and fourth one is leadership. I think whatever the points we have discussed so far and covered by different units, I think they have all kind of implications of these 4 major topics. So I think to be relevant in the field, and one of the major techniques or strategy to develop our career and to enhance and to ensure our professional development, the first major thing that we need to develop, that is the networking. Networking, identifying the people in the same field, the same area of our teaching, research, and also develop a contact with them, a relationship, a live relationship with them, and wherever beyond the boundaries, we should develop this networking. Networking will help us develop and improve our skill set. So whatever skills we have explained and you have learned through this short-term course, I think most of them can be learned and strengthened and enhanced by means of networking. And there is a saying, if you fail to develop a proper networking of your professional team, then you are not working. It means if we are really working in the field, and if we want to be relevant in the field of as an academician, then obviously we need to develop our professional networking, professional network. So what is the importance of networking? So it makes us, once we are connected with others, once we develop the relationship with the people or experts in the field, then we make us noticed. And when we are noticed, we find newer opportunities and better opportunities. They'll be there just inviting us, they're calling us. So you ask any individual who has succeeded in their career, you find that the major reason were largely being attributed to the strong networking channels they could develop during their career, during their profession. Then people quickly notice others that have a strong capability to make them relevant. So we are exposing ourselves to others. That is the method by which we are actually developing a network. So that itself is actually a mechanism to make us to relevant in the field. And once we moved by a spirit of making relevant in the field, obviously we will be equipped and we will be forced to learn all these kind of skills which are actually needed for the profession. The second thing, it will that networking will sharpen our intellect. So I think you have learned in the unit of fifth in terms of how we can develop our networking and academic platforms, with even platforms available internet. It's like academia and many other platforms are there, which gives us ample space to be connected with people without being physically or geographically connected or close. So beyond the boundaries, we are these days and during our this period, during a time, we are able to connect people irrespective of the boundaries, irrespective of the time and space. So this kind of connection, this kind of networking will sharpen our intellect. Even a simple interaction with one person can bring breakthrough in our research and teaching and our what are our capabilities. We might have been thinking about a topic, research area, and we may be working on it. But once you start thinking about it, once you start sharing about your ideas with a person who are actually in the same field, you will find they can a breakthrough. Sometimes it results in a breakthrough also. So that is the importance of the networking. And also, it helps in boosting self-confidence. The more effectively, the more we are connected to others, the more effectively we network, the more self-confidence we will build our time. That is because if we are connecting with people and we are interacting with the people of the same area and experts in the field, obviously that will give us confidence, and that will also enrich our knowledge, our scholarship, and also our presentations. So there are different mechanisms. If see, it is not needed that whenever we are finding somebody in the field, we need to develop a kind of networking or a connection with that persons. Always we have to think in terms of who is relevant, who is not relevant, who is expert, who is not expert. Actually, otherwise, if we start actually making the connection, we will be wasting our time in this networking only. So that is also not good. So here we have to identify, we have to do a research also to find out relevant people with whom we need to kind of maintain our life relationship and develop a positive attitudes towards a potential contact. And we should not feel shy. We will not be, what is a reluctant or that kind of introvert in terms of approaching. And we know people are there outside, happily, and sometimes that we also delighted, and they also will welcoming us to be connected. We all, both the parties will be benefited out of this kind of mutual interactions, and that is actually something in the spirit of academic leadership, and also that is in the spirit of our professional development. And when we are noticed, we know then there are lots of opportunity will be coming, and that will be a turning point even in our career. And second area which we covered by this course, that is the importance of time management. I think wherever you may be attending this area and this topic, you'll be finding, and this is one of the major, very important. So if we fail to manage our time, then it means we are planning to be irrelevant. Because if we are not able to act, or if we are not able to plan a working day, and if we are not able to setting our priorities and identify what is urgent, what is important, what is less important, and if we are not able to organize ourselves and our workspace we will be stressed and we will not be able to do justice to our profession, whether it is teaching or whether it is research. We will find always stressed. So the importance of time management, we can find it gives a direction to our career or profession. If we are not developing every day, even we are planned and we are not planned it, the sun will rise in the east and it will set in the west. And there will be morning, there will be evening, even we are planned or not planning. So days will be going like that only. So if we are planned, we will be having a kind of satisfied and gratified and also a fulfilling day, and that will give a direction to our career and profession. And second thing, if we are managing our time, planning our time, that provides a stress relief and greater job satisfaction, because we'll be referring, we'll be find time to refer, we'll find time to clear doubts and also enhance our knowledge or just focus whatever these doubts we are having our own. So these readings for other also interactions will be finding time, and that will relieve our stress and also it will give satisfaction for our jobs. And third major importance of the management time, that is it increases efficiency and effectiveness. And I think that is quite clearly detailed by the scholars and who you have already listened to them, how the time management can give increased efficiency and effectiveness. Basically, this for personal development means we are all looking to be efficient and effective. Our communication to be effective, our teaching should be effective, and all will be doing efficiently. And this will be possible only we are able to manage your time for all. And this time management role will also gives us more time and improve the quality of our work. That is why we need to manage our time properly. After this, the major aspect, one more point that I want to highlight from this course, that is actually developing resilience. That is, we may face several setbacks in different endeavors, whether it is our teaching, whether it is our research, whether it is a kind of our leadership capability, whatever the skills and that you want to develop and you want to practice, you may be facing some kind of setbacks and all. But here, what happened to be, if you fail to be resilient, then the academia is not a suitable place, not right place for us. So we need to be lots of criticism from the colleagues, from the students, everybody, everywhere. The criticism will be there, and I have found even teachers, even administrators, actually the second criticism and feeling depressed, feeling down, and actually then they also are forced to some kind of tendency to get away from everything and to be self. It's not reliant, but it's a secluded kind of things, that self seclusions. So I think that is not something demanded, or that is something expected from a good academician. So as an academician, we always try to understand that the field of academia or the field of the teacher and the researcher, it is we should be open to criticism, to be receptive to constructive criticism. Also, you have to receive, to be receptive. Is there something, some point is there in the criticism or not? We have to weigh between the arguments and ideas and well put in terms of the criticisms. And second one, to have the confidence to defend our views and resolve issues as we see fit. And that also, if we find that people are criticizing, if we find that we are facing setbacks, we are preparing an article and we are sending it to a good journal and they are rejecting it, and we spend day and night and we are having a sleepless nights to prepare a project proposals, and which are greatly rejected by the funding agency. So we may feel depressed, and we should not feel depressed. That is actually the idea of resilience. And wherever shortcomings are there, we have to mend the gap, and also wherever the lacuna is there, we have to identify them and we have to correct them. And that is the process of actually developing ourselves. And that is a major technique of personal development, to be resilient. And see the photo, the image that I have given, see the image itself in a kind of good image that speaks a lot about how to be resilient. We have to turn all the challenges, all the difficulties into opportunities, and we had to grow, and we had to grow, and we had to be relevant in the field. And four major aspects which has been covered by this course, that is actually academic leadership. I think most of these qualities, whatever we have explained so far, and I think this it can be acquired or it can be attained if we have this ability of leadership. So academic leadership can be approached from two aspects. One is as a cause, and another one is a consequence. So how to look at, if I think if you are having a good able leader, academic leader, obviously you will definitely have a good communication skill, and you will definitely have the organization skill, and you will definitely have all whatever we have what you have shared by the previous units. And at the same time, deliberately how all this quality we have to make us a good leader, and at the same time how an academy, even if he is not that, how as a quality of a teacher we have to develop into a leader, a deliberate attempt to be a leader in the field of education. See, a teacher, mostly in the field of higher education, they are not simply a teacher. We are teachers, we are counselors, we are guides, and our roles are, there is no limits. There are different aspects of our, we are writers, we are researchers. So here, as a leader, an academician, a good academician is also a good leader also. So as a leader, because wherever he is going, he has to find himself in terms of this leadership, in terms of administration, in terms of managing affairs. So here, that managing affairs, that administrating the affairs, and that distribution of power and authority will also be there. Then that time, what actually a good academician to look at this power authority relationship and the management aspects. First and major aspect is to be very, very true to himself, and to very, very neutral and unbiased. We should not act as a teacher. We should not act with prejudice. We should not act biased towards any students or any or it is a colleague or any other subordinate or subordinate. Second thing, as a good academic leader, he should be empathetic. Empathetic means we have to put ourselves in the shoes of others, and looking the problem from their perspective, what kind of trauma, what kind of difficulties, what kind of tensions, whatever the things this particular person in our community is going through, students or colleagues, whatever. So that empathetically we have to consider our students' problem, our problems. The problem of our students are our problems. The problem of our institutions is our problem. If we are able to develop that kind of empathetic approach, then we'll be able to be a good leader. Then third aspect is to be very friendly in our dealings, in our interactions, and that also one more thing, that is very transparent. Transparency. Mostly we explain that importance in terms of economy and all, but transparent in terms of relationship. We are sincere in a relationship, we are transparent in a relationship, we are nothing to conceal from the students or from the colleagues. We are just to be open in terms of what is our professional life is concerned. Second thing, we should never give up. A good academicians, leaders should never give up. There may be lots of challenges, he'll be handling them very beautifully. Any challenges, a number of challenges may be there. In terms of administration, in terms of students, there will be lots of issues will be there from the side of students, from the side of administration, from the side of fundraise. Many areas you will be finding. But wherever there is challenges, or personal or life or managing things, so we have to handle them properly and professionally. And then the most important aspect, to adapt to changes. We cannot be stagnant. We cannot resist the changes. and the changes. There are different types of changes are there, but it is a good academy, a good leader will always foresee what will be happening, what is happening. He will be able to assess and analyze what is happening today and what may happen tomorrow, and accordingly he will be planning. And there are different types of people are there. One type of people, he no, I'll not change, so he is utter failure. Second people, okay, I'll be no, let the situation comes, I will change accordingly. So he can succeed, there is a chance of succeeding. But the most successful person is actually, he can anticipate changes and adapt to that kind of situation and plan for that situation, and that is how he will be more relevant in the field. And I think most of you who have joined this course, I think you are convinced of these factors, and that is why you are looking for here and there, and for any course, formal and informal means of developing ourselves to be relevant in the field. And I think that is what that is very important, and that is what meant by this course. And as a academic community, we have to be once again to confirm ourselves, our commitment towards ourselves, towards our neighbors, towards the family, towards neighbors, towards community, towards society, towards state, and towards Indian society, Indian humanity. and and that if that all these feelings of humanitarian consideration, these values of humanitarian values are inculcated inside us, that if it is able to move us, then that it will be itself will develop ourselves, because we want some kind of our legacy. After all, how a person will be moved to learn new things once he is set in a particular career, in a profession is already set, then why he should learn more and more? Because he want to relevant. If we are not learning new things, then we'll be irrelevant. And we have to learn. And that is how we have to develop ourselves and to be more and more agreements of professional knowledge. With these few words, I conclude, and I thank you all for listening to me.